I enlisted April the 2nd of 1948. There was 5 of us from the harbor, and we went to Gary on 9th Avenue at the Armory. That's where we enlisted at. And out of the 5, 2 of us went into the service. The other 3 backed out. After we enlisted, we had to wait for the bus to take us to Fort Knox, Kentucky, where we were to have basic training. One thing I will never forget, on that date, we went to a movie. Humphrey Bogart, Sierra Madre. That was April the 2nd of 1948. After we got off in Korea, they loaded us up on trucks. And from the trucks, we went right to the front lines at Pusan. At Pusan, we stood there a week waiting for the enemy to cross the Nakton River. We were holding our line, and the enemy came in about 300 to 400, looking for a weak spot on our line. When they got to where I was at, I was with the BAR man. He was our sergeant, our squad sergeant. He was the BAR man, and I was his BAR assistant. The BAR is a Browning automatic rifle, which fires just like a machine gun, and it uses up quite a bit of ammo, so he has to have an ammo barrier. That's what I was. A grenade landed in front of us. I hollered grenade, I ducked, but since he was firing, it hit him in the face. He lost consciousness for a while, and when he regained consciousness, he took off running to the medical for medical aid, and he left me there all alone. I kept firing, and I didn't let the enemy through. If they would have got through, they would have overran our position, and they probably would have shot or took prisoners of what was left of our platoon. 2 months later, back to my outfit. And 25 days later, it was a winter by that time. It was in January, November. That's when we went to Connery. I joined back in November. That's when things started. I got hit the 2nd time. And when I got hit the 2nd time, we were on this hill. We got overrun. We ran to the foot of the hill. We reorganized. Then we came back up. And when we came back up, we took our hill back. And the enemy was driven off. So I had a squad by that time. I was a squad leader. So I had 9 men, and we reorganized, and they put me in the rear because we figured the enemy wasn't going to come back the same way, because they already knew where our positions were. But anyway, they fooled us, and they did come back the same way. I turned around, I seen Charles Hodge go down. He was our BAR man, and he had a lot of firepower. So I ran back to get him. When I got to him, I seen he was already dead. Anyway, I tried to save his body because I knew what the enemy would do. They mutilate the soldiers and that. So I knew it was too late to try to get him back the way they were withdrawing because the enemy was already on us. Anyway, when I start dragging Charles Hogg to a reverse slope where they wouldn't see me, and I was going to come in from the back. I was dragging his body to a reverse slope. Just about then, I seen a flash, and one of the enemy was real close and shot me. I felt something hot in between my legs, and I kind of smelled the flesh. I don't know if it was a tracer bullet or whatever. Anyway, it burned. So I let Charles Hodge down, and I took off crawling on my own to the reverse slope. And that enemy soldier that shot me could have shot one more time and killed me, but for some reason, I don't know, he let me go. All this war done to me was made me more wiser to appreciate everything we have. Because over there in the foxhole, I used to sit there at times and I would say to myself, I'm glad to be here rather than them being overrunning our country, you know, stuff like that. You know, patriotism, yeah. Just, you got time to think over there. I'd much rather see them. I'd much rather be here than have them over there. That was in my mind all the time. That's why it didn't hurt me too much to be over there.